Here we have a 2025 Mazda CX-50. This one comes in the 2.5S preferred trim level. Windshield pearls the paint, and then we have black cloth and leatherette interior. The powertrain consists of a 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine, and that's made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission. As we come around to the front end here, we do get our LED daytime running lights, LED headlamps. And I like the running lights down here below. Just a really nice look for the CX-50, but all the newer Mazdas just look fantastic to me. They have similar front fascias, but they all look really, really good. Now down here to these wheels, these are gonna be 17-inch alloy. Passive keyless entry on the front. Power door lock controls, we get one-touch up and down windows on all 4 doors. Rear window lock, power mirror controls. We do get blind spot monitors. And a bottle holder there. We can toggle our safety system, lift gate, traction control. There's the hood release. You get a manual tilt telescoping steering wheel. And then here's our power driver seat. We actually get 4-way power lumbar support. But I want to give a huge thanks to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this CX-50 today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But if you're looking to find the best price on one of these new, closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information. I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs, so that's my space, not bad at all. Seat back pockets on the passenger side, rear AC vents, 2 USB-C charge ports down below those. And there's a look at the front from back here. And this middle seat does fold down. And you have bottle holders there if you want to use those. There's a grab handle there. We can hang a shirt or a pair of pants on that hook. So if I can get out of here. It's actually a kind of awkward opening. It's not bad, it's just interesting. You kind of have to like step up out of the vehicle. But there is the child lock if you want to set that up. Fuel cap. And then as we come around to the back end, LED tail lamps, dual exhaust. This one has the tow hitch integrated. Now with this one having all-wheel drive, I'm excited to actually test this one out when we take it on the road. But just any CX-50, cargo space, great here. You have a side pocket on either side if you want stuff in the back that's not rolling around. But lift this up and you have access to your spare tire. And then you can actually fold the seat flat from back here. It's a nice release. And it really makes this, you can make this as spacious as possible. I really like that about this setup. But pretty easy to lift back into place. The top tethers are actually integrated on the back of the seats themselves. You can also use this button if you need to fold the seat flat from the second row. Get the seatbelt out the way. It's kind of a design flaw there, but it's supposed to go in here. So since it's not back there, just got to do it the old-fashioned way, both hands. But put the seatbelt in here, and when you fold the seat flat, that's what it does. And then you can just pop it back into place. But lower anchors for the car seats are behind these little covers here. And then you get a 4-way manual seat here. You can adjust that seat back as well as the seat bottom right in here. And then glove compartment. This one still has the owner's manuals in it, which is good. Now as we come back around to the front, it's a quick look in the engine bay. And there's that 2.5 liter Sky Active naturally aspirated 4-cylinder. There are the blinkers there, LED. They don't flash like that. That's just how the camera's picking them up, but that's how you can tell they're LED. But I love how the bottom lights turn into blinkers, but they kind of run when you're not using them. Nice leather wrap steering wheel here, relatively skinny, but I actually like it. It kind of makes it feel more like a car, which I like. I like that horn sound too, it's interesting. Now over to the radio, I think this is like a 10.3 inch screen or something like that. It's 10 something, but we do get fuel efficiency monitor here. We have the vehicle status monitor there. And then we also have our entertainment. So AM, FM, radio, Bluetooth audio. And then on top of that, we have wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility, Alexa. And then this is navigation ready. So if you want to pull that up, you could just have to get the preloaded SD card and you can pull that up in the navigation there. Now settings, there's quite a lot in here. You can actually change the display a little bit in the middle of the gauge cluster there. So that's type 1 that's on. This is type 2. And then we have, kind of have to go back, our sound settings that we can adjust. So if you want to adjust your audio there, bass, treble, fade, all of that. And then you have the safety settings. So you go in here and you can actually change your cruise control from radar to standard cruise. So you just turn the standard on by turning that off, and you can turn it back on there. So you have to go through a lot to get to it, but it's easy to do. It's not as easy as, you know, like in Toyota, you can kind of just hold the button, or Chevy, you can hold a certain button to go from radar to standard, but and then your rain sensing wipers, you can turn those on or off there. Now scroll down to the system settings. You can change your language here, and you can change your temperature, distance, speed, pressure, all of that. You can change that from US to metric. Backup cameras here, great picture. The guidelines don't follow you as you turn the steering wheel though, but not really a big deal. The picture of the backup camera is very clear. Down here, dual zone automatic climate controls with 3-stage heated seats. Hazards are right there, but you can change the fan direction, turn the auto on or off, sync, unsync there, and then cut the whole system off with this button. There's a 12 volt underneath here, storage, bottle holders, and then for the shifters, pull the lever, reverse, neutral, drive, come over here and you can manually shift, and you can see what gear you're in the middle of the gauge cluster right there. And then you have your MI drive here, so sport, normal, off-road, electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage. Automatic brake hold is there. Volume knob is here, click that to turn the audio off. And then you have your favorites button that you can set up in here. But since you don't have a touch screen, this is how you pretty much use the entire screen. That's what I was doing earlier. Use the scroll bar there. You have a few shortcuts for the nav, audio, home, back. And then your center console cubby space, 2 USB-C ports, wireless charging pad is right there. And then if you do have the SD card, the reader to run the navigation is underneath those USB ports. Now there's a look at the back seat from up here. And there we have our sunglasses holder, LED lights. Vanity mirror has an LED light. And then back to the steering wheel itself, blinkers, auto high beams, push that button on the side. And then you can adjust the lights as you see fit. And then the auto wipers are over here. So one time off, auto, low, high. We can adjust that auto sensitivity here. And then our rear wipers here, off, intermittent, on. Pull either way there for the rear fluid, pull up for the front fluid. Now left side of the steering wheel itself, volume down, volume up, mute. You can go through your track list, radio station presets, or hit this button to go through the different sources, voice recognition, and then you have your Bluetooth button there. And then you have your info button here, and you can change what's showing up in the middle there with that. But cruise control on or off, set your speed, resume, cancel, adjust the gap for the adaptive cruise there. Push button start. Finally, here is the key fob. So lock, unlock, lift gate, and then you have the panic button there. And then your key is right in here. And you just release that by pulling up on that little latch. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2025 CX-50 out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in the CX-50, You have the option to get the turbo with this 2.5 liter, but this one's a bit more fuel efficient, drives a bit less aggressively, and this normal drive mode really does feel like a normal vehicle. And that's one of the great things about it. I like that Mazda has the 6-speed, so it feels more like a traditional car. It's not doing too much. But it can be a bit hesitant to find that sweet spot. But it's because the shifts, I feel like, are more noticeable. It's not like the 10-speed where it's like, all right, we'll just kind of figure something out and we'll just keep shifting. But I'm gonna put it into sport mode here, give it a good pull. And this has miles on it, so I'm gonna floor it. Here we go. So I mean, decent, really decent. Again, for a vehicle like this to get the fuel economy that it does, I'm not mad at that acceleration. But I have the radar cruise control activated, and the ride quality is stellar. It's very quiet in here, very smooth. I hear the wind noise just a tad, but the insulation is really good in here, so it's keeping that from being a big issue. But I want to give one more big thanks to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this CX-50 today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But if you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But no complaints about the drivability at all. I've driven the 2.5 turbo and the Mazda 3, and I mean, that thing is crazy quick. So again, this is for that buyer that pretty much is coming from a RAV4 that doesn't want something that's as quick, is more worried about fuel efficiency, but you do have that turbo option as well if you want it. Now, I do think Mazda has really done their thing since, I think that CX-5 or CX-50 came out like 2017 or 2018, and when that was released, everybody was like, dang, that's a good looking SUV. But that has really changed the game for Mazda, and they've really been riding that wave ever since. But for this to have the all-wheel drive system, you kind of have a bit more flexibility with how you're able to use this if you want to drive in light snow, even do some really light off-roading, and you do have that off-road mode as well. But from a practicality standpoint, it just checks all the boxes. It's relatively fuel efficient, very spacious, especially for a Mazda's lineup. You can get a CX-70, you can get a CX-90. For this to kind of be in that mid-range right above a CX-30, it's a really good option, I think. But it's just it's a good looking vehicle. This is on the lower side when it comes to trim levels, and for how it's equipped, they did a really good job. Love having the screen there. I even love the dash here. I don't know what this is, but it feels nice and looks premium as opposed to having the black plastic there, so I really like that. And the AC controls look very good, very modern, even though they take up a very small footprint compared to other HVAC systems I've seen. But having 3 different drive modes is a big plus. Having the radar cruise is a big plus. The automatic headlamps, automatic high beams, but also just being full LED all the way around is a big plus as well, specifically for this lowest trim level. And then just having the blind spot monitors, the lane departure system, all of that. This just makes for a really good SUV, I think. I've been having a crazy day in terms of driving around. Just heard, I don't know what that was, probably a trailer. It sounded like a gunshot. And then some guy almost legit ran into me when I was doing a Lexus LC500 review. So this job is not as safe as you would think, just driving cars around in some of the most crowded areas in Middle Tennessee. But back to the car, I think a good bargain here, whether you buy this new or pre-owned, like this one has, what, 8,900 miles on it. Mazda has been killing the game, I think, in value for the money and getting something that looks good and feels good behind the wheel. But with all that being said, this is going to bring me to the end of my review of this 2025 Mazda CX-50.